Hey, toy fans. Surely over here on the right, you're familiar with the Kenner Alien line from 93, 94, 95-ish. You actually saw me open this Gorilla Alien. This was way long ago. This is kind of an early Vintage Toy Freedom episode. This is from the 2-pack with the Predator. But maybe you're not as familiar with it, as I certainly wasn't, with the Alien Resurrection line. This is from Kenner, but at this point, they're part of Hasbro. This is 97. And this is really cool. I had not seen this until fairly recently. It's I'm recording this in June of 2019. And I kind of discovered the line because somebody had ID'd like a gun, I think, for Ripley. There's Ripley right there. This is Call. She's the mechanic of the ship. And I found this at my local half-price books for obviously a good price. And I thought, hey, I have to get it because it's a larger scale, than the original Kenner Aliens line. But these xenomorphs are really cool. Really, they're just really cool. And you can see here, there's a newborn alien, a warrior alien, battle-scarred alien, aqua alien. I have never seen those anywhere for sale. So I think that'd definitely be something cool to get my hands on. And this packaging, I mean, let's just admire this packaging for a little bit. Hasbro says it's the signature series. They really went above and beyond. I mean, they could have just put this on a card with a bubble and have been done with it, but they decided to take that next step. So we're gonna open Call up here. Actually, I don't think that's how the box... Oh, yeah, it is how the box opens. Okay. And so another nice thing is, if you want to open it and play with it and display it, which is obviously what we do here at Vintage Toy Freedom, we being me, what I do here at Vintage Toy Freedom. But you can also, if you want, put it back in the box and, keep it like that. Or I guess if you wanted to throw away the tray, then you can kind of keep this as sort of a it's not really a cell, I guess. It's kind of a cell, elevator shaft. I don't know. But we got Chestbursters and xenomorphs kind of falling out here. Here's a Chestburster that's really, I mean, that's like some McFarlane quality stuff. So Hasbro definitely went above and beyond for this. It's squishy. It's got one kind of appendage there. Here's his buddy. They can be friends and kind of work together to kill human beings or other species, I guess. This is obviously very cool. This is not as squishy, which is kind of interesting. So you can see the tail on this one is more bendy. This one's actually a much more firm plastic, so that's just kind of interesting. So let's get her out of here. So obviously very different than the original Kenner Aliens line, and just in terms of scale and the sculpt and things like that. Not a whole lot of articulation, but the original ones kind of didn't either. So, but I think that's a pretty, I mean, in terms of the figure, it's pretty good looking. I mean, it's well done, it's well made, pretty good face sculpt and things like that. So we have here some guns. Now these look a little bit larger than what is probably appropriate for the scale. They don't really fit in her hand too well. That one doesn't. Let's see about this rifle. Yeah, so these are some very large weapons, and the handles are very large as well. And this one has like, where does she hold? I guess here? I guess she holds it. Yeah, because that's more of the clip. And so that's kind of wonky. I can't imagine like shooting that. I mean, the barrel's so long and the handle's back here and there's the clip and other things. I don't know. I guess you would have your other hand here, but she has a fist, so she can't really, the figure at least can't do a whole lot about that. And then she has these sort of gauntlet sword spike things, and these are pretty cool. So let's see. There's Uno, there's Dos. So she's got some like kind of snickety snicked, some blades, some hand blades. So when Chestburster comes out, she can chop it and stab it, and the gorilla alien comes out, and she can poke him in the face, and you get the idea. So, so those are actually kind of cool. The gun is kind of this one's not too bad. This one's definitely wonky because it doesn't fit in her hand really well. You can see it doesn't really. I mean, it kind of does. It's just a little bit too big. But I don't know who plays this person. She looks like Winona Ryder, and you can see that the sculpt on the packaging and the sculpt on the figure are very different. The face sculpt, at least. That's a really decent Ripley. I would assume that with that one looks different. This is going to look different than the production one. But man, check out some of those aliens. That newborn alien. I mean, this to me. I mean, if you saw these loose, I would think this is McFarlane. And I say that only because obviously McFarlane, whether you like the figures or not, or like the different lines or not, in terms of the sculpts and the quality and the detail that they implemented is just kind of top notch, especially for that period of time, for the kind of mid to late 90s, and even obviously into the 2000s, and they still make stuff today. And if you get a chance, I'll post a link in the comments. There's a short documentary about Todd McFarlane, and it's really cool. It's really interesting about how he's super smart guy, very talented. But it talks about him and kind of Image Comics and about McFarlane Toys, and basically how starting at Marvel, kind of in the 90s when there was him and Jim Lee and those guys, and Marvel's like, hey, you can't draw Spider-Man like that. And he's like, well, watch me. And then basically what made them go to, I'm giving kind of the whole thing away, but go to Image is they looked at the top 10 selling books, and like they were drawing all of them, I think, except for one. But with the toys, when he started his toy company, people were like, oh, you can't make things that detailed. I mean, the stuff at the time was, stuff kind of like that. And he's like, watch me. And he made these like really super detailed, like crazy articulate, not so much articulate, but just crazy detailed figures that look really, really nice. So I bring that up just because I think here with this line, Hasbro / Kenner, but it's really Hasbro. I think they really stepped their game up with this line, and wanted to compete with McFarlane, and maybe McFarlane did, maybe they outbid him, or because Kenner already kind of had the license to this property, they were able to do that. But again, they stepped their game up, decided to get that this is a really nice looking figure. This I think is like the piece. I mean, I think this is why you'd want to buy this entire figure, because of this Chestburster or whatever. This is obviously really cool too, this face hugger. I mean, you can see the difference from like the 93 one versus the 97 one. I mean, it's very, very different, and more obviously accurate to the movie. So might be kind of cool if those were like jointed or something, but obviously we're asking a little bit too much there. So cool figure, cool line. Would love to get some of those aliens, and if I do, what I'm going to do. I am going to open them and set them free and do it on camera for YouTube, for the toy collecting community. So thanks for watching, and make sure you open and play with your toys and have fun with them.